Hopefully your Sunday is going great so far. Really, we do have a beautiful day on the way again, pretty similar to yesterday's weather, almost exactly the same, but there are some changes on the way starting tomorrow. We do have some rain and storms that will be moving in on our Monday, and we keep rain and storm chances with us Tuesday and Wednesday again, but our wettest day in terms of how much rain we'll see, the most rain probably coming in tomorrow on Monday to kick off the work week in its typical Monday fashion. The second half of the work week, really all this week actually, stays warm and humid, but the second half, Thursday, Friday, even into next Saturday, we do keep stray shower and stray storm chances with us. So I don't think any single day, even starting today, is going to be completely dry, which is pretty typical as we head into later in the spring. We warm up, we have moisture, it feels humid outside, and when we have some instability coming in, which we have early this week, it kicks off the rain chances pretty easily. But as for today, we should trend mostly dry. Today is probably going to be the driest day of the next week so far as it looks now. We will see plenty of sunshine, but clouds will also be mixed in there. So we'll have like bright sunshine for a few minutes, and then we'll have some clouds kind of getting in front of the sun at times. So really variable cloudiness around today. Temperatures reaching the low middle 80s for our afternoon highs, and there is a chance, very low chance, for a stray shower during the later afternoon hours today. Most of us seeing nothing and staying dry. But today is going to be windy just like it was yesterday, so there is another wind advisory in effect today from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. tonight, with our southeasterly winds expected around 15 to 25 miles per hour sustained, and then gusting up to maybe 30, 35 miles per hour at times today. So here's a look at those wind speeds on your Sunday. These are our wind gusts coming in from the southeast all day. Could easily get above 35 miles per hour at times. Not all the time, not all day, but it will be gusty and very breezy all day long. Breezy even into tonight as well. And I even think tomorrow does stay on the breezy side as that system comes in, giving us the rain and storms tomorrow. But I think winds will subside starting tomorrow. It's not going to be quite as windy tomorrow, and certainly not as windy starting on Tuesday. But as for today, with the sustained southeast wind persistent, once again, we have that coastal flood advisory that stays with us on your Sunday. During the high tide today, there could be that minor coastal flooding. Not a huge concern, just something to kind of keep in mind for our lakes in southeastern Louisiana that are eastward facing, southward facing, right along Lake Pontchartrain on the North Shore, even for Lake Maurepas, Lake Bourne, and St. Bernard Parish today, and also South Mississippi right along the coastline just during the high tide. Something to keep in mind for today. And as we go into the next several days, we have those changes coming our way. It is going to be windy today and tomorrow, mostly dry, but as things change, we do have that rain chance increasing early this week. The reason being is because that strong upper level low is going to dart up to the east, and it's going to drag that trough associated with it to the east. So the upper low is going to move off to the northeast, and it's going to drag that upper trough with it, and that's going to give us our rain chance tomorrow. And you obviously probably have heard that there has been a massive outbreak of severe weather over the last couple of days in the central and southern plains. The culprit being the upper pattern, really providing for the support for storms to get going, plus a lot of warmth and moisture surging well to the north from the Gulf of Mexico. So as this second low trails behind the first one that brought the first round of severe weather to the plains on Friday, the second one brought the severe weather yesterday. It continues to do it today, but that is going to move off to the northeast. The support for it does, but that line of rain and storms is still going to push eastward. It's going to trail along this trough, and this is what we'll watch for tomorrow. Now, luckily, the upper low, the upper support, all that energy, it's very far away from us. That's really good news, because it's going to be a much weaker system, a much weaker thing that we have to deal with tomorrow and Tuesday. And the reason why it doesn't really move much is there's nothing really pushing it along. It kind of stalls. So Monday, Tuesday, our rain chances stay with us. Nothing really pushes this out of the area, kind of stays stationary early this week, and then it will start to shift off to the east probably later in the week. But I still think we keep good rain chances around Wednesday, just kind of more spotty and scattered once we get into midweek, and then late week things certainly not as wet as that system starts to nudge off and things change up a bit in the upper levels of the atmosphere. But as for today, partly cloudy skies expected, mostly dry. If you will be outside for everything going on, Zurich Classic, Jazz Fest, other festivities happening, sunscreen, sun hats, sunglasses, make sure you stay hydrated. Most of us stay dry though, but here's that very low chance for a stray shower this afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock. Most of us not seeing really anything. Tomorrow morning, mostly dry. There could be a few scattered showers early in the morning, but I think the bulk of the rain tomorrow comes in the afternoon. This is around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Here's the batch of rain and storms coming in from the west-northwest. And we can see some times of heavy rain. Pockets of heavy rain are certainly possible as this moves through, but it's going to be much weaker. I don't think it's going to be kind of a huge deal, a big thing to stress out about. Something to certainly watch for, especially if things kind of slow down and we get multiple rounds of rain over the same area. We'll be watching that closely, but so far heavy pockets of rain are certainly possible. Could be seeing some isolated street flooding, but the severe risk with this is going to be much lower than our counterparts well to the north in the plains. 3:30, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. This is what the model has. Rain and storms still draped across the area. Continuing into the early part of the evening. This is around 6 o'clock. And then after that, things start to wind down. We should be drying up later tomorrow evening. And then Tuesday, probably not going to see as much action as Monday, but there is still that chance for scattered rain and storms to develop across the area, with the upper pattern still providing some instability for us to get things going on Tuesday. But Monday so far looks like we'll see our wettest day, and our rain totals on Monday look to be around 1 inch up to 2 inches in a few spots. But if we get any more than that, that's when we have to maybe focus on some isolated street flooding. So tomorrow we are actually highlighted for a slight risk for street flooding across most of the area. This is a level 2 out of 4 risk or chance tomorrow. So street flooding is certainly a possibility. And if not, we'll obviously see those big puddles and ponding on some of our roadways tomorrow. Make sure you take it easy on your Monday. Bring the rain gear. Get ready for maybe the commute home or maybe going to lunch not being the best of times because it's going to be raining. And we know what happens when it rains here. And people don't really want to drive and drive well, I should say. So just kind of have some patience on your Monday since we'll have the rain and storms across the area. Also tomorrow we are highlighted for a low risk for severe weather, a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. And we're not alone in that. Also most of our East Texas, Central Texas part of that risk, also into Mississippi and parts of Alabama. So a lot of areas are highlighted in this risk tomorrow, and it is low. So it's going to be much lower than, like we were saying, much lower than the plains had seen it. I mean, by far much lower. So tomorrow we are all of us across the area, I should say, are highlighted for this marginal risk. Not a huge thing to stress out about, something to watch, especially if there are any changes with this. But really 1 or 2 storms tomorrow, isolated storms, can give us a brief wind gust, maybe up to 40, 50 miles per hour. Brief gusty winds are possible in some of the storms. Isolated small hail possible, low chance for both of those things. And then even lower, almost non-existent, is the risk for a tornado. So very low risk for a tornado tomorrow. We'll be watching that closely for any changes, but I think the biggest thing to look out for tomorrow is going to be the heavy rain potential and the street flooding potential for Monday. It's not going to be widespread. It's not going to be everywhere. I think the street flooding thing tomorrow is going to be pretty localized across the area. So here's your 7-day forecast every day. Check it out. Middle 80s. No cool downs coming. It will be warm and humid every day over the next week. Today looks good. It will be windy, mostly dry, plenty of sun, clouds mixing in, maybe a stray shower this afternoon. Tomorrow, bring the rain gear. Get ready for some steady and soaking rain at times, some thunderstorms as well. Tuesday, some scattered showers and storms will set up across the area. And then Wednesday, again, kind of more isolated storms on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday look like mostly dry days. Good, but heating up to middle upper 80s probably by next Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday for weekend 2 of Jazz Fest, our rain chances actually stay with us. They may increase a little bit. We could see a few hit or miss showers and storms on Saturday. So we'll be watching that closely again for the next weekend of Jazz Fest. So thanks for tuning in to the WWL Louisiana streaming, digital streaming service here. We'll be here this evening for the WWL Louisiana News this evening.